with our bare feet helps us sense nutrients to our body. You know, we call it grounding for a reason. It's like connects us to the earth, and it kind of diminishes any anxiety, extra thoughts about the past. Right? So, So first of all, I just want to introduce myself to you all. My name is Deatra Amber Hassan. I am an artist, a community educator, a community organizer. I'm a veteran. I served 4 years in the Marine Corps. I am a mother. I have 3 glorious children that I gave birth to, and I'm really proud of them. One of them is here, Bree, that's my firstborn. I wasn't really clear about what this event was. You know, it was a little bit last minute, but I got excited. Early in the morning, I got a message from Khadija, who shares the name of my youngest sister. I have to look that up because it's just like having my little sister here. And she asked if I could do it, and I'm so honored. I'm so honored, and thank you for inviting me. But I do have a lot to share in my story toward healing. We call it mental health, but I don't like that term because it separates it from other types of health. So I prefer to use the term healing because we need to heal. And healing is a holistic process. It doesn't just have one aspect, education or your job or your relationships. It's all of those things, your environment, the social environment, economical environment, all those things play a role in our healing. So before I get too much into like preaching, tell me if I'm but I'm really just a kid from Buffalo. This is my 50th year of life. And I'm grateful and give thanks. And before I start talking, I was looking for an elder, and I'm starting to think that I might be it. You know, look at Oh, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. Today is the new moon. And so, with that, I just want to invite you all to breathe with me. Sit comfortably in your chairs. I invite you to close your eyes if you would like to. I'm gonna close mine. And just give thanks for your breath. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your nose. Give thanks. We are grateful to be here today, to have this breath in our bodies. Give thanks. Every breath we breathe is a new opportunity for growth and life. Give thanks. As we continue to breathe, just notice how the breath enters through your nostrils, travels through your body. We give thanks. We give thanks for all of the systems in our bodies that bring us here together in love and gratitude. As we continue to breathe, we acknowledge the nature, the natural world around us This breath connects us to the plants and the food on the earth. We give thanks. Continue to breathe, feeling the oxygen flow through every cell in our body. We are grateful. I would like to invite you to take 3 deep breaths with me. Breathe in as deep as you can go. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Hold it. And breathe out. I want to invite you to continue to breathe normally, giving special attention to the gratitude for our breath. I want to invite you to wiggle your toes and fingers and tell them thank you, toes and fingers, for doing your work. When you're ready, open your eyes, look around, and tell the sister next to you, I am grateful for you, sister. I am because we are.
I am because
I shade. I brought a few little notes in case I got off track. I also just want to acknowledge our ancestors and those whose shoulders we stand on today. And I want to invite you to just take a moment to think about those who have passed on into the ancestral realm that we hold dear in our hearts, who have inspired us, who have given us life, who have given us information and wisdom that bring us here today to be the people that we are, the women that we are today. So today I just want to talk to you about healing, empowerment, and radical self-love. So I'm going to start with radical self-love. It's called DayatraAmber.com. DayatraAmber.com. And on my website, you will find invitations to conversations and community around radical self-love. So I want to talk to you a little bit about how I came to create radical self-love. I went to Canisius College, clinical mental health counseling. That was my major for graduate school. And while I was in graduate school, I was thinking about how can I help other women? I thought about the things that I had been through that got me there. I graduated from Canisius in 2015. So I was twice children, twice divorced, and decided I needed to go back to school so I could help other women who are in the situation that I was in. I was in a situation. And I was married. I want to say to the enemy. He's not really my enemy, but he played the role of my enemy for a time. And I needed help. And I didn't know where to go. I mean, domestic violence, that's not something that's supposed to happen to me. I'm smart. Right? I'm smart enough to not get into a situation like that. But I found myself there. And when I finally did get some help, which was going to the Family Justice Center and staying there a whole day to get the help that I needed. I remember telling the woman who took pictures of me, pictures of the marks on my neck and whatnot. And she told me that this thing had happened to her. And it gave me so much hope. This woman got a good job. She in here taking forensic photographs, right? And I told her, this is what I want to do. I want to help women like this. And she said, that's beautiful, but it's too soon. You have to heal first. In my mind, I thought, I hear you, I'm out. I got out. So now I can help people. And I can. But I know now what I didn't know then is that it takes time to heal. It takes intention to heal. It takes knowing that you can heal yourself. Uh-oh. It takes knowing that you can heal yourself. And so as I traveled this journey and started to think about the core principles or what is the root cause, I found out two things. One is that loving yourself first is fundamental. And it has to be radical. Why do it have to be radical? Because we are being bombarded with messages that tell us that we are not enough. We're too short, we're too fat, we're too dark, we don't know how to dress, whatever. The messages get into our subconscious, and it affects the way that we interact with each other. One of the things that made me think about today, I was really getting excited because, you know, I'm an artist, right? So I want to write a song. Like, I got a song, I got a poem, I gotcha. And the words that kept coming to my mind was, take up space, sis. I was like, yeah. Take up space, sis. Let me ask y'all something. How many times have you been in a situation, I got to take my hat off. How many times have you been in a situation, thinking inside your own mind, probably 1,000 things, but around you, nobody is listening. There's no room. You're feeling like, okay, maybe I'll come, maybe I'll say something. I want to say, raise your hand. They're not calling on me. Or I might start to say something, but they're not listening. Like, you know, it's like this thing, right? I believe go through it. I haven't met one that hasn't. Especially when we're in the presence of men, and sometimes women too. Because we've been affected by that way of thinking, that like competitive nature that men tend to have. I'm not saying all men, but it's a tendency, it's a masculine trait, a testosterone thing, right? And so your voice just gets pushed over here and pushed over there. And then on top of that, in your personal relationships, it's the same thing. How many people go take gym at school? You gotta take gym with boys? You gotta take gym with boys? Okay, hated it, right? Because what do the boys do? They hog the ball. You can't even play. You don't even know if you could play because you don't get a chance, right? And And so this is not about the boys, it's about us. And we have to create spaces for all of us to play basketball, to say what we need to say out loud, full voice. Not, excuse me, real brief, real quick, I just wanted to and I'm talking about what I've experienced. And I just figure if I've experienced it, then probably other people have too. And so it bleeds into the cortisol in our bodies. And we're not even talking about our environmental struggles, our financial struggles, right? So our healing has to be a priority. Today is the new moon. And the new moon is about planting seeds. It's about setting your intention for the next harvest, right? So today, as we're here together, I want to invite you to plant your seed and think about your own healing. Where in your life do you need to heal? Where have you been harmed? Sometimes it's not clear. Sometimes we don't find out that we've been harmed till years down the line because we blame ourselves for the harms that have been done to us. So I want to invite you to just take some time today and reflect. Reflect on where you need healing and then address it. That exercise we just did was just a small meditation, but taking that time out to meditate with yourself. No children, no men, no nobody, just you. Walk barefoot in some wet grass that's not contaminated, we hope. Because we got work to do. We got a lot of work to do. Because we are the ones who, it's on our shoulders. We're here. We are present. We take the wisdom from the ones that came before us. And we push ahead for the ones that's going to come after. Youth is but a short time. Youth is but a short time. But we have enough about us, even when we're young, to know when things aren't right. And it's something deep within us. I talk about astrology a lot because I study it a lot. And I know Khadijah be like, I don't know about that astrology. But today the moon is in Virgo. And Virgo is an earth sign and it represents health. It represents your daily routine. It represents anxiety and overthinking. Right? So, in that spirit, I want to invite us to think about those things, especially the things that we eat every day, the things that we look at every day, the everyday stuff. A lot of times we have our big plans and our big events that we want to do, but what are we doing every day? A little bit every day toward our own healing. Because first we got to be honest with ourselves. So when I was in the military, quick vignette, when I was in the military, we learned how to fight on the battlefield. Interesting stuff, guys. So first aid, the way that we learn first aid, I apply it to our mental health as well because we tend not to think about injuries that are not physical. But just take the physical injury and apply it to your mental, your spiritual, your psychological health, right? The first thing you gotta do, you on a battlefield, because we are in a battlefield, yes? I mean, right? So the first thing you gotta do is take cover. That's the first thing, right? Rounds is coming down. You can't heal taking on fire. right? So the first thing you do, you gotta drag your buddy. You gotta get them covered, away from the bullets. Then you have to look at them and make an assessment. Where are his injuries? Which ones do I need to address first? Which ones are life-threatening and which ones aren't so bad, just scratches? If we don't do that step, we're not helping him, right? We're not helping him if we address the wrong thing first. So we have to be really honest with ourselves and think about what the injuries are. And then you address the wounds. How do we address the wounds? That's the tricky part, right? How do we heal? How do you do it? If everybody could do it, how come we don't know? How come we still walking around hurt? Because the world around us is not conducive to our healing. We're on a battlefield. So healing is not just going to take place. Sometimes it does. Sometimes you get a little cut. Before you know it, oh shoot, that cut gone. Right? But not the serious stuff. Not the serious stuff. You gotta really, sometimes you need stitches, sometimes you got a broken bone. So you have to take that serious and really address it like immediately and probably do more work in the healing process. Taking a break. You don't go right back out there. You take a respite. And I know it's hard for us. We gotta go to work. We gotta do what we gotta do. But we are spirits having a human experience. So I challenge myself, and it's been working out. I challenge myself to give myself that. When I get a call for work, sometimes I will have to say something like, no, I'm not feeling that. I'm not into it today. I'm spending time with myself right now. I'll have to get back to you and let you know when I'm ready. And thank God I have people that can respect that. And unfortunately, I've had to work really hard to be able to do that. You know, having a regular job, people expect you to be there a certain time and and it's always a problem. It can be hard. So it's on us. We have to create them. We have that power. Create our own jobs. Create our own work. So that we don't have all this, taking in all this fire. We have to pay attention to where the bullets is coming from. And keep ourselves safe as much as possible. And we're safe when we're with each other in love, sharing, learning, building community, and taking care of other people. So I don't know how long I was talking, but I feel like it was a long time. I don't know if anybody's talking, but before I go, I wanted to share this poem. And the reason why I wanted to share this poem is because it was a poem that I wrote quite a while ago now, but I wrote it at a time when I didn't have answers. And I like to be the person who gives good advice or gives somebody a word of encouragement, you know, solution focused, you know? And I didn't really have a solution. And it was frustrating me. And then the idea that came to me as I began to write was, my idea was just like, hey, give it up, right? I mean, just say what it is, say how you feel, and that's enough. I wasn't Queen Mother Wisdom, so this is where I was, and this is something that my father told me. He said, he's in the ancestor realm now, but he said, help somebody else. So I wrote this poem for my women friends. It's called This Is For My Women Friends. This is for my women friends whose souls were stole living within a life that's pretend. Create the men that's killing them. Then do it again, again and again. This is for my women friends. We lie and we sin, loving these men. Giving up or give in, not this time, but when or will it sink in? Then do it again, again and again. This is for my women friends. The ones whose men sleeping with them. Trying to get into the flesh, locked within a prison of sin. Then do it again, again and again. This is for my women friends. Lay down your load, give it to him. Love comes from within, and when love stops, pretend truth begin. What is will be and always been, but now and then, women and men get to listening to the whispering, shivering, whimpering, thinking and figuring. What's up with this life we in, this strife we in? And if it's worth mentioning, what happened when life began, or life began? We raising our children in a world of sin and giving them discipline, no matter they're masculine or feminine. We love them so genuine, it's heaven sent. To all of my women friends that's hustling and struggling, no matter if that's your man or that's your friend, you working from 9 to 5 and 6 to 10, you pick up them kids and then you cook for him. Do it again, again and again. This is for my women friends whose souls were stole living within a life that's pretend. Create the men that's killing them. Yo, take up spaces. Take up space. Yo, I am the